Welcome to the Super Chevy Brothers podcast, the only podcast that no one listens to. This is your co-host, Chevar.
Hey, that's not true.
The co-host, Chevall. I mean,
hey, we had like 230 people listen to the podcast like 2 days ago in the same day, so that was kind of cool. But
yeah, 230 people who don't write into the show, who don't send me cool messages or gifts. You know, like, how do I feel?
So you want to be worshipped, is what you're saying?
No, I just want to know someone's out there. Listen, look, literally, the only two people, I know people who listen to the show, right? You've got MXGXPX, you've got Sleestack, you got Dr. J.
Okay, you stop saying Sleestack, because for like 3 years you kept saying Sleestack, and I'm like, I don't know the fuck Sleestack.
You know the Sleestack is.
Now I do. It took me 3 years, but yeah, now I do.
Yeah, and these people talk to me about the show. No one else talks to me about the show. I mean, I guess Andy listens sometimes, maybe. Andy Bobandy.
I mean, people need to just fucking respond to things. You're all inside anyway. I mean, unless you're in the hospital getting your lungs pulled out after they look like fucking Salisbury steak.
I'm gonna make a confession, man.
You know.
I'm going to make a confession.
What? What's your confession to?
I play the podcast on all 200 of my devices every week. That's where all the listens
That's not the twist ending I needed. Turn this shit off right now. I'm not doing this shit anymore.
I play it on my my iPhone 5. I play it on my iPhone 6. I play it on my iPhone 7.
Yikes.
I play it on Mom's iPod. I play it on her iPhone. I play it on her 2 Samsung devices. I play it on my computer. I play it on my Samsung device. I play it on the iPad. I play it on Kalanica's computer.
Okay, so are you going to name 200 devices? We're going to have to shoot you. Don't do that.
Oh, I mean, I could stop, but I'm telling you right there, that was at least like, what, 10?
That was like 10. I mean, yeah. No.
So,
I will occasionally get friends message me about the podcast, but now I've just started making our social media posts more aggressive. So if you feel offended, I don't care. Message us so I'll stop being mean. But people listen to us. They're there. They exist. They just need to, speak up. Motherfuckers.
Oh, see, that's part of why people don't listen, because
motherfuckers is an endearment. I love motherfuckers. They're good people.
It's a term of endearment.
Yes,
now?
It is.
All right. Right. What'd you do this week?
Yeah, I stayed inside again.
Oh, what's today? June 30th? 30th?
Yeah.
It's the 30th? This is Super Chevy Brothers podcast. It's June 30th.
Episode 50.
Episode 50. We've been doing this for 50 weeks and 3 years. How does that line up? I don't know. Is it 3 years? 2 years?
2 years? 3 years. 3 years. Yeah, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird. Yeah. That was quick. Thanks for everybody who's been listening. We know there's at least 4 or 5 people who've been listening.
There are at least 2 people who listen. Even Mom doesn't listen. She will. Here's the thing. She will listen, but she'll listen to them all like in a weekend. She binges them, and then she doesn't listen anymore.
Yeah, that sounds unhealthy. I don't know about that. I mean, I do that with podcasts sometimes, but those are like, serial type, not the podcast serial, but like podcasts that are series and stuff like that. So we just talk about shit. So I don't know, man. I think that just sounds like hell, but still, you guys should do that. Everybody who's listening to this right now, just listen to it incessantly for no reason. We need people to listen, but more important than listening, DM us, talk to us, send us stuff you want to listen to and or talk about, and all kinds of dumb shit. I saw something really funny earlier. I think it was yesterday. I mean, I was like I say earlier this week, but it's only Tuesday. But somebody listed their top 370 porn stars on Twitter.
Yeah, and I saw that, and you talked about it on the podcast Twitter. Like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
No,
I can't crack a joke.
Usually the only thing you post on Twitter is to ask people to listen and then beg for money. Those are the only two things. Shut
Damn.
up, Alexa! Alexa, do not disturb me.
Yeah, no, I beg for money and stuff like that on Twitter. Well, and I hate it because I'll respond to motherfuckers on Twitter and they're just like, oh, I like it, and that's cool. And I'm like, all right, and listen, I've been stalking you for weeks. I'm commenting on all your shit. You better follow me. You need to listen to the podcast. This is a demand. But yeah, no. There's been some. Twitter is hell. Be on the website, but only for us. Don't stay on it any other reason. There's no reason to.
I mean,
just follow our content. Unfollow everyone else and just follow us.
I guess. I mean, I hate that I follow. Like, here's the thing. I follow lots of people on Twitter because, I see lots of stuff. But then a lot of people don't post any. I follow, I don't know, like 300 people or something. I have no idea. I only see the same, like, 20 people constantly.
Yeah, Twitter's algorithm is very weird because I'll notice that people I follow will dip in and out of my algorithm because other people I follow and I won't see them for like 6 weeks, and then all of a sudden I'll see a tweet and I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lot wrong with Twitter's algorithm because it either like hyper focuses you on like specific tweets, or no, that's it. That's all it does. It just hyper focuses you on specific tweets depending on what you like and what you interact with. But it's like so super focused that it will like boil it down to like the same 20 or 30 people, which is so annoying.
Instagram's the same. You see the same people. But also on Instagram, I don't follow more people than follow me because you just get bombarded with trash.
Oh, no. I had to unfollow a lot of people on Instagram because, yeah, Instagram is different. I can't do a bunch of random ass people, especially because people post garbage on Instagram, and half of it I don't care
Speaking
about.
of Instagram, I got a camera now. I'm better than other people who don't have cameras now.
Are you gonna be a photographer?
That's what I've learned from the photography groups. Is that when
you're not a real photographer unless you have the money to buy a camera.
Photography is one of those, like it. I mean, of course, it's like different today. Everyone's got a phone, and everyone can take and be a good photographer. Like you can go and take good photos, right?
Oh,
but
yeah.
like if you wanted to be, I don't know, if you wanted to do something past using your phone, you got to be like Jeff Bezos's cousin or like little slut boy or something. It's expensive, man.
Oh no, my camera, I got a Nikon D3300. I got it in college.
know what the fuck that means. What does that mean? What do those numbers mean?
I don't
Nikon.
know.
I know what Nikon is. Okay, what's the rest? D?
Okay, so Nikon, I don't know what any of those numbers mean, but Nikon, it's like a basic Nikon camera.
What does the D mean?
I don't know, Chevar. I don't know. And I've had that camera for about 5 years now, and it's still great to me. But I mean, like,
what's it called?
I took a camera. Nikon D3300.
3300. Dang, that didn't even pop up in the Google recommends. They're like, that shit is old. That's what it said.
It is old because when I bought it, it was like the second oldest model, and I mean the second newest model. And
what's an HDSLR?
HDSLR is just DSLR, but like higher resolution and shit. That's all.
So what's the H for? High digital single lens reflection window?
Yes. High definition single lens reflector, whatever the fuck.
No. Because DSLR.
Oh my gosh, we have shit to talk about. I'm not doing this.
We are talking. What are you talking about? Anyway. It's an expensive hobby. I spent. How much you spent on the camera?
I spent $400 for mine.
$400? I'm looking at it right now. It's like $560 on Amazon.
Yeah, I know. I found the deal at the time. Found a deal 5 years ago for $400. You asked Mom. Mom helped me pay for it. But I had to pay her back. But Mom helped me pay for it.
Did you buy like the starter ones? I think the deals aren't so bad. Like I'm looking at this one. It's $560. It comes with a 32 fucking. Does it shoot in 4K?
No, it's only 1080p.
What year did it come out?
It came out like 2013, 14.
Okay, so it's more than 5 years. Like 20
It's like
years
5.
old.
It's like 6 years old or something like that. Yeah, I mean, it works for what I want to do though. I've taken some awesome photos with it. I'm gonna be soon streaming with it. It's
What
a
the fuck?
really good. It's a
Is this
really
the lens?
what? You
It's
keep
got
talking. Oh, what are
okay.
you? Okay, is this
No,
just
no,
Shamar searches Google the podcast? What the fuck? Are we
sometimes it'll.
talking or are we are we just going through a screen of yours that I can't see? You know the viewers can't see what you're seeing, right? So what's the point of doing it?
Everyone will one day see through my eyes. I'm gonna run for president. You know that,
All
right?
right. So this week I played
No, hold
a
on,
few
hold on.
different
I'm
games.
asking. We talking about my camera. Why we move? Why can't we talk about my camera?
Because
I
we got
got a
shit
new
to
camera.
talk about, my guy.
All right. It's stringent Pico time. Let's go.
We can just talk. We can just talk about. We can talk about your camera, but like
No, we can't. You
put
just
that
told
in
me
there.
I can't. You just told me I can't
Chevar
talk
bought
about
a
it.
camera. Let's all clap.
All right.
So
Oh my god.
all right. So yeah, this week you see that we get new PlayStation Plus games. I don't really
We get
like.
new PlayStation Plus games every month.
I know,
I
but
know this.
there's three of them. I don't really
There are.
care about them though. I feel kind of bad. They're NBA 2K20, The Rise of Tomb Raider, and Erica. So they're giving us 3 games because apparently it's the 10th anniversary of
Who's
PlayStation Plus.
Erica?
I don't know. It's like a all I've seen describe it is to say it's like a cinematic game or something like that.
It's
But
cinematic game. That's all I gotta say.
that's all it said. That's all I fucking saw about it. So yeah, go crazy, go stupid. And then also Xbox Games with Gold. I'm just gonna tell y'all I don't really know what either of these are. WRC FIA World Rally Championship. And Dunk Lords are free on PlayStation, free on
Dunk
Xbox Game
Lords?
of Gold. Yes, Dunk Lords. I have no idea.
It's gotta be a
Fuck that
basketball game, right? Dunk Lords?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Dunk Lords. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This looks
Dunk Lords.
Dunk Lords. Oh no, I don't know if I want to play this. This doesn't look.
Yeah, it's a basketball game.
Oh, it
It's
looks
got
like NBA Jam or something.
Yeah, but the cover is like a black dude punching a strawberry. I don't
Yeah,
understand.
no. It's like a strawberry. There's like a polar bear. Yeah, there's some weird shit going on.
Oh, don't have an Xbox, so.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not getting an Xbox until next generation. I'm straight.
I also already own Rise of Tomb Raider. I know I have at least 2 Tomb Raider games bought.
No, we have all 3 of them.
We do? See,
Yes.
look at that. Got all 3. I didn't even know there were 3 until you told me before the show. Got all 3. 2K20, I'll play that. I mean, I wish it wasn't so microtransaction-y.
So what's so bad about 2K20 compared? I've heard 2K20 has been the worst one about that. What's so bad about it? Like,
well, I didn't play 2K20, but if it's anything like 2K8, what did I buy last? 2K18?
2K18.
18. So they introduced maybe in 2K16 or 17, they introduced like a story mode, an RPG element to the game, where instead of just like other sports games, picking teams and playing, you pick a player, or you make a player, you take them from high school to or college or whatever to the big leagues, and you play, and the better you play, you get drafted differently, and there's kind of a storyline in every season, and it's really fun. It's what I always wanted from the game, and it happened. Like instead of making your own characters, just throwing them on a team, like you really get drafted and stuff. And then when they started the next iteration of it, they add more story and all that, but then they add like, before you used to, like in a regular RPG, you get experience, you level up, right? So you level up your shooting or your dribbling or whatever.
Right.
They started making it so that the experience, it's called VC, right? Yeah. You could buy it, which was fine, I guess. And then they of course have the card game, right? Like FIFA does. And then in the next game, they made it, like 2018, they made it really hard to be good at the RPG part without buying it. Like, if you want to upgrade your guy, you've either got to play every game of the season, do triple doubles every time, you have to play almost perfectly to get enough coin or experience to level your guy up to be better. But it's hard because your guy starts out as trash.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? So, like, for a lot of people, the first few seasons are just worthless because you can't do anything. So you'd almost have to buy it unless you wanted to spend the hours and hours grinding. And then if you want to do because I think that's what most people are complaining about. They're not complaining so much about the card part, because that's been in FIFA forever. Like buying the cards, having a team, playing it, like that's been around forever. But it's become everything needs coins, so you need to buy shoes with the coins, and like you almost have to pay more money to enjoy the game fully, unless you just want to play with your friends and pick your favorite teams and play a game and then done. Or unless you want to just pick, like, if you play the classic style, you pick a team, go through a season, or that. You can do that, definitely. But everything else is just, every new thing to the game is, can you hear my fan?
No. Keep talking.
Okay, every new thing to the game is just ridiculously pushed towards you spending money, and it's not cheap. Like, they have $100 packages that are really, when you spend the money, you don't really get much from it. I mean, you'll upgrade your guy, maybe you get some shoes, maybe you open like a few packs. It's not really.
That's like, I don't like that shit. That's annoying.
I don't like it either. I don't like it either. But which is why when I play 2K20, when I will play 2K20, because I like basketball, I'll just probably pick the Mavericks and take them through a season, and that's it. Because I would like to play the story mode. I don't want to go through. Yeah. It's not even the grind. It's knowing that the game is stopping you from being good. So
that's annoying. What's even the point of playing at that point? Like, that's like, just fucking torture. Jesus Christ.
We'll see if they change it in the next one, because I'm sure they know they can't be doing this.
Yeah, no, of course. No, it's. I don't know. I'm going to play it probably just because, I mean, it's free. So I'll probably try it. I've always been bad at 2K, but I'll give it a shot. But Tomb Raider's good. It's just, it's just Uncharted, but Tomb Raider. So, yeah.
I mean, it's good to have another Uncharted. Because what else do you have besides Uncharted that's Uncharted? You don't. Nothing. Like, those are also games that are going to die off for these, Fortnite type of things,
Fuck that shit. Did you see there's a Twitter account that's it's games that IGN thinks are worse than Fortnite because they gave Fortnite a 9.6. So they keep listing games throughout IGN's review history that have less than a 9.6, and they're like, IGN thinks Fortnite is better than Halo 3. IGN thinks Fortnite is better than Uncharted 3. Like, it's just fucking hilarious. People are so butthurt about the funniest things. I love it.
I think there should be a new kind of reviewing. Like, I think scores are fine, but then you should also tier them. Like, there should be a tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Right?
I don't know. I feel like when you add more categorization, then the shit just gets complicated.
Well, because you can't compare a game like
I don't know. I think review scores are dumb in the first place, but that's just
they're not dumb. I think you can't compare something like what's some game people love? Harvest Moon. Take Harvest Moon, right? People like, is that the game? What's the game that's like Harvest Moon? Harvest Moon. Crossing? No. The indie one.
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. All right, everyone loves Stardew Valley. Who plays Stardew Valley? I don't play Stardew Valley because I'm
Stardew Valley's great.
Everyone else. There we go. So everyone likes Stardew Valley, right? But can you really compare Stardew Valley to a Bloodborne? Not saying that Stardew Valley isn't as good as Bloodborne, but
but then when you start doing things like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, aren't games already in genres? Isn't that the point of having different genres of video games? Like,
well, then
if you know you're going to try to like something, then you should try to give it a shot. I mean,
then do the tiers by genres. But I mean, if you say what score did Stardew Valley get versus Bloodborne, that's kind of not fair.
No, it's not. I mean, that's why it's all
Mario versus.
That's why I think. That's why I think it's. That's like I said. That's why I think that numerical scores are kind of odd. I don't agree with them entirely.
Numerical scores aren't odd.
It's just a reason. It's just a reason for people not to read, because even when you see some numerical scores, it does not match up with the review. Sometimes there's some IGN reviews I read and Game Informer reviews I've read where I thought they eviscerated the game, and the motherfucker got a 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10. And I'm like, what? Like, you said this game, you didn't like it and it was bad, and then
that's a different issue. That's consistency. I'm more on the side that a lot of people are just stupid. Comprehension doesn't make sense, so they can't see that Paper Mario gets a 8.5 and Injustice 2 gets a 9. Or let's switch that. Paper Mario gets a 9, Injustice 2 gets an 8.5, and then to compare, like the scores aren't for comparing.
Right.
Just like you don't use thumbs up and thumb down for Robert Ebert for fucking comparing movies. You know what I mean?
I get what you mean. Like I said, it's different. If people are stupid, if people are stupid, people are stupid.
That's why we have the whole argument of game scores are dumb. Game scores aren't dumb. People are dumb because they can't contextualize what we're talking about.
Well, like I said, I feel like people need to just actually fucking read if they want to know if the game's good or not. Because anytime I see people talking about game reviews, most of the time, unless it's just a really bad game review, it's never about the actual content of the review. It's always about, I don't like the score. Like the Fortnite account thing is funny because it's like, oh, they're not even like reading anything. It's just, they're looking at numbers and they're like, that bad. But I mean, also, it's just reading comprehension. I mean, people don't really like to read. So I mean, I don't mind scores. I just don't really care for them that much. I feel like most time, especially recently, I know if I'm going to play a game or not, and I really just skim through a review to see how somebody says it plays, or if it looks good, or if there's any bugs with it or anything like that. So I don't know. I kind of lean towards the side that I just don't care about scores. I think that they're kind of.
I don't either.
Like a dart thrown at a fucking wall. I mean, we can also talk about how Sony called Polygon and a few other outlets to be like, hey, we didn't like your review. Can you change it?
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Did you hear about that? Yeah, no. Polygon posted about it. They contacted multiple outlets and said, "Hey, your score was unfair. What you said in your review wasn't fair. You got to change it."
I don't know how exactly that works because, Sony and who's in control of that? Who picked up the phone to do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's the
company. Was that the?
What I said was. It was Sony, so that's what Polygon said. Is that Sony people called them and were like, "Yo,
but what is?
Sony's not Naughty Dog. Let's just put it that way. I mean, but this happens. This has happened before. I mean, this happens all the time. I mean, the times that it has happened. It gives all these losers a reason to be like, "Oh, remember when that happened? That's how they all get paid to do scores and they get pressured to." It's whatever. I'm not surprised it happened, but I just think it's funny because, like, the whole point of reviews is that they are subjective. Like, if you don't like, what this person has to say about the game, you don't really have to give a fuck about what they say. Like, GameSpot or somewhere, I forget. If it's not GameSpot, I'm sorry, but some famous outlet did a really fucking bad review of the new SpongeBob remaster or whatever, the Battle for Bikini Bottom, because he didn't understand how to fucking play it. Not because the game was broken.
No, I don't think it's because he didn't understand how to play it. He's just a bad player.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to play he was bad at playing the fucking game, so he rated the game like 2 or 3 out of 10 or something like that. And like, yeah,
I'm sure that game isn't an amazing game.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm sure, like, I'm not really hyped for this game. I'm not the person who's running out to go grab Battle for Bikini Bottom. But I'm sorry, if you're bad at the game, I get if that review that like fucking affects your score, but I just think it's hilarious that they outed him because you can see the gameplay of him trying to do this puzzle. There's a puzzle in the game where to get like an item where all you have to do is just stand behind the item and then do the move and then it works. But the guy is so stupid he can't figure that out, And he even talks it through in the review, saying there's a puzzle in this game where you have to press this button, but because SpongeBob's moves work this way, you can't press the button and get the item. And then people in the comments were like, "You're an idiot. All you have to do is stand back 3 feet." And
yeah, I mean,
like,
but
Jesus.
that's more of a problem. I mean, that's a hiring problem because
a lot of people are bad at video games these days, and it's
then
very,
that's fine. There's nothing wrong with being bad at games. But the thing is, if you watch these, because they all these places have podcasts and they have videos and they have all this, and these people are really closer than most groups of coworkers tend to be. When you look at IGN, GameSpot, anything, right? Polygon. You've got to realize that a lot of the hiring there is just good old boys, and maybe not in the traditional sense.
I mean, that's not just gaming journalism. It's a lot of different places.
I know it's a lot of different places, but in other places, maybe output is a little easier to see. Like, if he's not good at game, let's say he's not good at platforming. I don't know if he's not good at games.
Let me go find this SpongeBob review because
he shouldn't be reviewing. If he's not good at platformers, he shouldn't be reviewing a platformer. Like, I think I don't know how they decide who gets to do certain games. I know most places have a Dark Souls guy because Dark Souls is too hard for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But they should probably also have platform dudes. And I mean, he probably won't have a lot of work to do. It's like one platformer a year now. But I don't know. I just think
that's usually I remember Game Informer and stuff and IGN as well. That's usually what they did was
what they did. I don't think IGN hasn't done that in 10 years. Look at who reviews what stuff. I mean, maybe that's
why I said they used to do that. No, and what I'm saying I agree with you. They need to get back to that because it's not, that's the problem, is that I remember the days when Game Informer and IGN used to have, a fucking fighting game person, or like the guy who always did play the first person shooters. Usually if it was an RPG review, it was the same 1 or 2 or 3 people. But this is the puzzle thing, by the way.
This gonna look horrible on the recording, isn't it?
Yeah, probably. I mean, but it's a lot of different things wrong with gaming journalism, and a lot of it is that there's no I feel like there aren't actually qualifications. You just have to write a nice little essay where you say, I like video games, and I wrote about video games a few times, even if your work wasn't actually good. And especially if you know a guy who knows a guy. That's why, most of the guys at a lot of those journalism offices kind of look the fucking same. So, I mean, it's all nepotism and stupid bullshit. I mean, because there are places who are getting better video game writing staff. Like I said, like Washington Post actually has a gaming section that it's not even a year old, but they've been growing it and it's a lot better. But then you have places like Kotaku that are a fucking clusterfuck of a lot of bad writers, and then occasionally you get a couple of good things out of it. But I feel like gaming journalism needs like an overhaul. Like, there's so many bad writers that are like just still fucking here, and they need to go away. Fucking Andy McNamara fucking retired today. Well, he retired from gaming journalism today, which he was the EIC of Game Informer for my entire life. So that's fucking weird. But yeah, I mean, this SpongeBob review kind of pissed me off because it was like one of those things where I was like, wow, he's bad at, it's not even just being bad at a video game, it's being incompetent. Because I'm bad at Sekiro, but like, I'm not incompetent. Like, I know how to play the fucking game. Like, there's a difference. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, how was Control?
Control's good. It's the newest game from the same people who made Alan Wake. In case you don't know, it's on PS4. I think it's on Xbox. I don't remember. I think it is on Xbox, but yeah, no, it's good. It's just as weird as Alan Wake in that other game they made that was only on Xbox.
I think I'm gonna wait until PlayStation 5 to play it, because from what I heard from our friend of the show, Ollie, it doesn't run very well at some point.
I said, yeah, I told you that last time we talked. It runs It runs badly. Because I have a regular PS4, but even then, like I'm gonna probably replay it when the PS5 comes out because
Yeah, I'm
it
just
looks
gonna wait for
it
five.
looks really really good, even though my PlayStation can't run it all the way. Like I just know that it can because I've seen like I have a 4K TV, so I like watch gameplay in 4K of it, and it looks really really good. Like it's I think that's one of the best looking games I've seen in a while. But it's good gunplay and stuff, but that's not really what it's about. It's all the weird cryptic conspiracy theory shit that's in it. I'm still trying to figure out the story. It's kind of a mystery sort of right now. Like there's a lot of stuff they don't explain at all, and I'm still trying to figure it all out. But yeah, no, super recommend that. It goes on sale all the time. I think I got it for like $20 or something. Um Still playing Last of Us Part 2. That game's long as shit. Um I don't want to say how far along I am. I think I'm almost to the end of it. My girlfriend's also playing it. She's a little bit behind me, but and she's actually playing it right now while I record. But
I've only sat down and played the game for 2 sessions. Two
mhm.
sessions. Let me think.
You picking everything up?
No, 3 sessions. I've only played 3 sessions. Well, like I don't know how everyone else plays it, but I really like.
I mean, you're on Seattle Day too, right?
Yeah, I feel like the
Yeah,
pacing is. I like the pacing in that
you're not that far yet.
you kind of have choice. Like you can. So I don't know if you haven't played Last of Us. There are points where it gets really. You have confrontations and you have to choose how you get through them. But I'm talking more about. It's a little more open world. Like the areas are bigger, but you have a choice to like go around and scavenge or keep going. You can like look for extra stuff in corners, or you can just keep going. I kind of like that because when
Yeah,
I'm like on Sunday, I just finished working 6, 7 straight days, 8 days. I worked Sunday too, and then I kind of want to just sit back and yeah, I'm gonna cut a guy's throat. I'm gonna stab a dog in the temple. I'm gonna do that. But also, I can just kind of slowly go around the building, pick up this, pick up that, or
yeah. I kill
I can just
everybody
fucking
first, and I
run
do that.
past the building. Yeah, but there are definitely parts where there's no one around.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of parts like that, and that's not my problem with the pacing. Mm, I can't say anything. I can't say anything. You're not at the part where I have a problem with the pacing yet. I think like as far as that gameplay like loop, like because that is the loop of the gameplay for the game is confrontation, break, confrontation, sudden confrontation, break. Like it has that flow of gameplay that you get used to because you do have time to explore and stuff and like find safe codes and enter those in and stuff. But the game's long. Like it's long, and it's not like just like only if like because when we played Last of Us recently, we got a lot of the collectibles and everything our first time through, and that game we beat that in a week. Like we
But yeah,
actually didn't,
Last of Us One
we
is
actually didn't even play one day. We didn't even play the fucking game.
it's not a long game.
That's what I'm saying. This one is a lot longer than the first. It's a lot longer because there's all these flashbacks and shit, and like god damn, like it just keeps going. But I don't have a problem with that because I like the game's fun. The game's been really good so far. I'm hoping I'll beat it within the next week so I can actually talk about it. But um, highly recommend that. I think that I haven't read any of the reviews that have their people's like story plot problems and problems with the game yet because I'm trying not to stay spoiler free. I'm trying to stay spoiler free. So I'll let y'all know what I think about that after I actually beat the game. But also played a lot of Star Wars Battlefront 2, which was free for PlayStation Plus. It's still free right now. Grab it before July comes. But
Did I
yeah,
download that? I think I did.
you should have. Yeah, I mean, and because it can't. I mean, I think Call of Duty World War II was also free. So yeah, so it's pretty good actually. I was expecting a lot less than when I actually played it. It got kind of addictive. I like the model of, it works like the old Battlefront games. Like you play as a specific class, and then you can use those points to buy like, the ability to play as another character. And then, it has a good gameplay loop in terms of like what the different objectives are and all that shit like that. So if you're looking like mindless fun, like just something you can put a lot of time into, it doesn't really get boring because, I mean, honestly, a lot of the fucking characters are like mad different. Like everybody plays differently. So it's free. Go pick it up. There's DLC that comes with it too, but I don't really feel like I need it yet. I'm good. I don't really have the desire. But yeah, no. And yeah, that's it for me. That's what I played this week. It's all
right, I got a question, brother.
What?
How come we can spend 40 minutes on Control, Last of Us, Dunk Lords, and Tomb Raider, but I can't talk about my camera? See, this...
Because I thought we were a video game podcast.
That's so racist.
Okay. Yeah. What's Ritual? What is that?
Don't ask me what it was. Why don't you let me talk about my things?
Talk real quick. I'm gonna get my charger, but then also repeat what you're gonna say.
Oh my god! I'm not gonna repeat it. I'm just gonna talk.
Okay, just talk. I'll be right back.
Ritual. It's a movie. It's a horror movie I saw on Netflix. I just turned it on because my wife doesn't like horror movies, so I never get to watch horror movies because she's always around, which is fine. I like her. I mean, I did marry her, but I can't watch horror movies anymore. I also can't sleep in the dark, and there are lots of things I can't do anymore, like buy things I want to buy. But she happened to be upstairs, asleep or watching something, or I have no idea. And so it was a good time to turn on a horror movie. And there's The Ritual. It's actually a lot better than I thought, well, than most horror movies get. I mean, the thing is, it's not too long. It gets to the point. It's a monster horror movie, I guess. I mean, watch it, I guess. If you want to watch a horror movie, it ain't bad. Did you, are you back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
Did you watch that Will Ferrell movie?
The Eurovision one? No, I didn't really run to that because Will Ferrell's been pretty hit or miss recently. Was it good?
Hit or miss. All Will Ferrell movies are the same. They all have the same physical humor. They all have the same stupid jokes. The jokes may be different.
That's why I told you it's hit or miss.
And I mean, I enjoyed it probably more because there's no Mark Wahlberg. I don't know why people think Marky Mark's funny. He's not. But
they don't think he's funny, sure. They just think he's cute.
They think Marky Mark's cute.
Yeah, he's not. Is he known as a comedian? I didn't think that they thought he was a comedian.
Like half of his movies in the past.
Yeah, he's in comedy movies, but they don't think he's a comedian. He's also an action.
So a guy in comedy movies is not a comedian?
Yes, I would say that. Would you call Colin Farrell a comedian?
Well, I don't mean comedian like a stand-up comedian, but he is a movie comedian.
Okay, answer my question. Would you call Colin Farrell a comedian?
No, but Colin Farrell...
No, then you answer my question.
No. I didn't say because he's in or a couple. I mean, all right, get out of here. I can
guarantee you he's in more action. He's in more action movies than he's in comedy.
Wahlberg in the past 8 years.
Okay. Is John Cena a comedian? Because he's in just as many comedy movies as Mark Wahlberg is.
Yes.
Oh Jesus Christ! He's a wrestler, Chevar.
He's not a good comedian.
Oh my god! All right. Well,
Also, part of being a wrestler is to be in bad movies. Everyone knows that. Except The Rock. He decided to keep doing it. So.
You don't like rock movies. Uh-huh.
If you like Will Ferrell stupid stuff, it's another Will Ferrell stupid stuff movie.
That sounds good. At least.
So that was an hour of the podcast.
Yeah, I know, because we kept chatting at the beginning for no reason.
Well, make your chat good, and it doesn't matter.
Shut the fuck. Okay,
you understand that, right?
Yeah, no, I thought I did. That's why I got you off that camera shit real quick.
Yeah, but that's not fair. We get to talk about everything you want to talk about for as long as you want to talk. If I don't stop you, we won't.
Video game podcast.
If I don't stop you, you will talk about Control for a fucking hour, and you played it for less than an hour.
No, you just don't like me talking for more than 30 seconds, and you call in an hour. You said I talked about Last of Us 2.
I think
Yeah, you know why
everyone.
we talked about Last of Us 2 for quote-unquote an hour? There's a
We
new
didn't talk
video
about
game that
Last
just
of Us
came
2.
out, and we're a fucking video game podcast.
I think every listener can attest that I'm not the one who has a problem with other people talking for more than 30 seconds.
Okay, good job with that gaslight, my man. You want to move on with this bullshit?
Yeah, see, you're reverse gaslighting, which is the ultimate gaslight. You know
Sure,
that, right?
sure. That doesn't even mean anything.
See,
You
you're
made
doing it
that
right
up.
now.
You
Now you're
made that
doing
up.
regular gaslighting. You're doing regular gaslighting to cover up your reverse gaslighting.
You don't even know what gaslighting
That's
is.
crazy.
You literally don't
See,
even know what gaslighting is.
you're like gaslight inceptioning right
You
now.
literally don't even know
You're
what gaslighting
gaslighting
is.
in the gaslight.
You're not
You're
even
doing it
making
right
any
now.
sense. You're just
You're
saying
doing it right
things.
now. You keep
You're
going
literally just
deeper.
saying things.
You keep going deeper. Is the top gonna stop spinning?
Round 1. Fight!
I don't know how loud that was. I'm gonna say it was loud enough. I'm gonna say it was loud enough.
What do you think about PlayStation Plus turning 10?
I don't know why we celebrate the age of subscription services. I mean, it's a 10. Okay, it's 10 years strong, and that's good. I think PlayStation Plus is a great deal. I mean, now you need it if you want to play online. It's a better deal on PlayStation 3 when you play online for free, and you got games. But now that everyone makes you pay to play online, it's still a good deal. I mean, you get 2, maybe more free games if you have a Vita or something. You get lots of discounts. I got some stat at some point on how much money I've saved from PlayStation Plus on the games you bought. It's something like
Like thousands of
$4,000. It's like thousands of dollars saved.
Oh, for sure. It's a good deal. I think it is. I think it's worth it.
Oh yeah, I think it's worth it. Not that it's 10 years old, I don't really care. I don't know. I hope they do something with the PlayStation 5 that makes PlayStation Plus more interesting. I think Xbox is on a good path, offering more games, but
it's all old shit. They keep giving out shit that came out like
there's
2
only
generations ago.
so long you can go playing old stuff, and playing old stuff is fun. But
it's funny because people used to complain about PS4 giving out old shit, but it would be stuff that's like 2 years old. Like
because playing an old game, and it depends on what the game is, of course, but there are some old games that require dozens of hours for you to, I guess, finish. Or I mean, you don't have to, but I don't want to go back and do that. You want to have new stuff to do.
right.
You know? I mean, it's fine. I mean, they should do it because people do want to play and people want those things. And I'm sure, I mean, PlayStation and Xbox aren't really that different with their online services. So we'll see what they give us next. Maybe we'll get those trophies to actually give us discounts. Maybe we'll...
Nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
I think the only reason they... Here's the thing. I don't know.
That's all you don't know? That's the thing?
I just don't like having the score on my account that means nothing.
What?
It'd be different if, like...
Do the scores in the video games mean something?
Yeah, because the scores in the video games, they directly rank you against people. It changes who you go against if you do online. Like, score, it matters to some extent.
What about single-player games?
What single-player game has a score?
Okay, what about collecting all the collectibles in the game?
These are trophy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean.
And collecting collectibles in the games usually takes you to other spots. It fulfills that need, that itch to search and to do things. But what I'm saying is, I get
do the same thing.
Getting the trophy and getting the platinum, yes, but they give me points. I'm not talking about the idea of getting a trophy. I'm talking about the idea of getting points. You have a point system there, and it doesn't. There's nothing to do with it. I mean, points are arbitrary, yeah, because whatever. But then, like,
I don't know. I feel like as far as all the achievement and trophy stuff goes, I mean, we're going like 12 or 14, 15 years strong with this shit. I mean, I think it adds more replay value to games. I don't really have a problem with it. I mean, I don't feel
No. I think you're not listening to what I'm saying again. I'm fine with trophies and what are the Xbox achievements. What I'm saying is those trophies, attached to those trophies are points.
Yes, I heard you.
Okay, I'm not talking about the trophies. I'm talking about the points.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get why they're points. We should get rid of the points, or the points should mean something, or show something, or be evaluated against something.
Mm-hmm. No, I know. I get that. I just don't, I'm good.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. Don't go off topic, because I'm not talking about the trophies. I'm talking about the points.
I know. You didn't let me finish my sentence, so I didn't get to, talk.
Finish the sentence.
No, it's good. It's good. Keep going.
Yeah, because it wasn't going. It wasn't.
Okay, so you want more things from PlayStation because you feel owed them.
Huh?
You want more things from PlayStation because you feel owed them. Got it.
No, I don't feel owed. I just feel like the reason you give points to an entity or a person, it should fulfill something. Like, you should trade those points in for something, or those points should be ranked against other people and you do something with that, or those, like, it doesn't mean anything to have those points. All it is saying my virtual penis is bigger than yours on PlayStation. If you have more points than someone else,
I think that's the point, and I think it's fulfilling it. I mean, if you don't like it, I mean, I get it.
But I don't think it even completely fulfills that, because how many points do you have? You don't even know.
No, I pay more attention to the actual trophies.
Know.
It's just something they put in there. I don't even think they probably won't even have it on the next generation.
What, points?
Yeah, like they probably just have your trophies and say fuck the points.
Maybe, because the points are useless.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, PlayStation Plus, we'll see how they do with PS5. They'll probably, I hope they don't jack up the price. But, they did it last time.
Round fight.
I just be talking and shit, and you just like, yeah, fuck that. All right, well, a bunch of blackface episodes got removed from a bunch of TV shows this week because white people suddenly remembered that blackface was bad. So I'm just gonna list off a few things that happened because I think it's really funny that all of a sudden people are remembering that racism is bad. And, some of these examples I'm gonna talk about them more, but there have been multiple blackface things on all these TV shows, from The Office, 30 Rock, Community, and a couple of YouTubers, which I don't really want to get into the YouTube drama because I'm tired of looking at it. But so 30 Rock has like 2 or 3 blackface episodes. They removed all of them from streaming services. The Office had 1 or 2 blackface episodes. They removed them. The Community has 1 blackface episode. That is my favorite episode of Community, and the blackface gag lasted like 10 seconds. So, I'm kind of upset because that was that's like one of my favorite episodes of Community. I can't watch it anymore because now people want to pretend to be fucking woke about something that's been there for fucking 6 or 7 years and nobody said anything about it before. And the whole point of the joke in the fucking Community episode, they even say, isn't that are we not going to acknowledge this hate crime? Like, that's the joke. So anyway, also Forza Motorsport, you can't put Confederate flags in your cars anymore. Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, and the cream of wheat motherfucker all out the window. They threw them out the door.
Okay, here's the thing. Say what you got to say first, because I got quite a bit to say. So
I just think it's funny that, because here's the thing, all these references, the blackface thing, I've always thought blackface for the most part in shows is not really like, I feel like it's always just some white person trying to make like a, haha, I remember blackface is like racist, but like let's make fun of it, but it's never like quite there. Like there are better examples, like the Community one's funny. Like it lasts all of 3 seconds and it's funny, right? But I don't know. I just think it's funny that all of a sudden people want to act like they care about something. Like, you don't give a shit. It's literally just because somebody on Twitter said, yo, that's fucked up. Because there's still the episode of Kimmy Schmidt left up where, like, Titus has, like, a thing where he thinks he's Asian. Like, it's really fucking weird, and like there's all kinds of weird stuff in there. But like, it's just I don't know. I think it's really dumb because I don't see the point of removing what does removing the episodes do? People have already watched it millions of times. It already happened. Like, what are you doing? It's just like this premiered yesterday and you're like, oh, my bad. Like, the episodes have been out for like over 10 years. I don't get what the fucking point is. But I just thought it was pretty reactionary because I feel like people just always choose to. Because I mean, I don't even really remember those blackface episodes of 30 Rock because I probably didn't think they were funny. Because there's a lot of not funny episodes of 30 Rock that I just don't really remember. Because there's entire bad seasons of 30 Rock. I mean,
it's a long show. I mean,
the last like 2 or 3 seasons of 30 Rock aren't good. Like half of season 3 isn't good. But as far as all those other shows, like I just think like everybody knew it was there already. Why all of a sudden they're like people, especially like young teenagers, are like, "Oh my god, did you guys see this?" Like, yeah, we saw it, bro, when you were like 5. And
well, okay, here's the thing. There are a few levels to this. Let's go ahead and leave outside of the conversation just pure racist people. Let's just leave them out there to the left and not talk about, because that's just pure racism. White people didn't just find out about racism.
Oh, but they like to pretend that they did, though.
But I think a lot of people are figuring out that racism isn't just,
calling somebody a nigger. Yeah.
Right. And so what a lot of people do, because I think for most humans, as individuals, they think the way to make things right is to
get rid of them.
No. Why do you keep trying to figure out my sentences? You're wrong. The way to make things right are to change things I've already done. Especially, I mean, that's just what people do. Like they try, instead of what you should do is just make sure in the future you don't do things.
Right.
People have this guilt. They have also knowing people can go back and see those things. I'm sure a lot of those blackface things, people do feel maybe a little embarrassed, or it's a little cringy, like I did that, and they don't want to be looked at as a person. I get that too.
Oh yeah, no. That's all Tina Fey has been saying like for a week or so. It was like, that was embarrassing. You talking? Shit.
Doesn't bolster racists to do things. It does, in the way it's been portrayed. I mean, in the past few years, it's not something. It's always, the joke is that it's bad, right?
Yeah.
It's never that it's a supported thing. So there's that there. But then I think also white people don't understand what's wrong with blackface.
No, they don't get it, because then you show them whiteface and they're like, that's the same thing.
Right. And I think that's the big problem. Like, and that's, I mean, it's the way we teach history and contextualize things. That's a problem, but it's also a problem because it makes Black people upset. And when people are upset, they don't really communicate how and why in a good way. Because to me, blackface in and of it's like wearing someone else's face, some other culture's face, painting your face, that is not inherently.
Agree to disagree. All right. Hey, sorry guys. Sorry if that was a weird cut or something. We had some technical difficulties. Saying, let's just put it nicely, my internet shit itself yesterday. So we're continuing the episode on a new day, and yeah, I don't think anybody wants us to talk about blackface anymore. I think we get the message. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I mean, you know, How are you doing today? It's a new day. How's it going?
I wish you hadn't said that because I wore the same clothes for continuity. But
no, you have multiple Dartmouth shirts. Don't do that.
No, I don't.
Don't. Why is you? I was trying to shoot you some bail.
Right.
Man, that's bad. Anyway, yeah, no. So you gonna play some sound effects? We gonna just jump into something.
I guess sure.
Which one was it? The sound effects or was it the jumping in? Which one was it?
What?
Are you gonna play something? What's going on?
I'll multiply from 10 backwards. 3 times 10 is 30. Going 3 times 9 is 27. 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 4 is 12. And 3 times 3 is 9. And 3 times 2 is 6. And 3 times 1. What is it? 3! Yeah, that's a magic number.
Yeah, so Mixer, as we told you guys last week, is gone, or it's gonna be gone pretty soon if it's not already gone. But they're merging with Facebook gaming, do their streaming stuff, and as a result, a lot of people are going back to Twitch. But I found this article earlier this week that a lot of people did not know that this was gonna happen before it happened. People who were on Mixer. So yeah, I read a story from Kotaku that was talking about how basically people are having to rebuild their entire streaming network. Not like people like Ninja and shit like that, because they have big audiences. They don't need to do shit like that. But smaller streamers that may have started on Mixer because they're like, oh cool, a new streaming platform, and we jump on that. And this is kind of fucked up because yeah, they're kind of having to start from scratch, but I don't know. Do you feel like Mixer owes them anything for that, or is that kind of like
they don't owe them a goddamn?
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. Yeah. I was just asking. I don't think they owe them anything, but
here's the thing: Mixer sold or whatever to Facebook. They can stay on Facebook, which I see isn't appealing for a lot of people because a lot of people don't. A lot of people do, but a lot of people don't.
Listen, I'm just saying, Facebook bought Oculus, and they still haven't, nobody really respects them as a gaming company. So I see why people don't, want to migrate there.
No, it's just that what audience is there on Facebook? Have you ever watched a streamer on Facebook?
Hell no. Maybe only because they forced it on my timeline, but I never got out of my way to do it.
Okay, so here's the thing. I mean, I get people being in in a situation, I'm in a situation, but it's if you were one of those people growing and you got to move now, of course, where's everyone going to move? They're going to move to Twitch, right?
Yeah.
And just tell those motherfuckers you're going to Twitch.
No, I mean, that's what a lot of people are doing. They're putting their URLs as the name of their stream, their Twitch, as the name of their Twitch stream. If people go to Mixer right now, it just says follow me on Twitch. But yeah, no. I get it. It's a part of the business. I mean, but the thing is that I feel like this is how some of these platforms, because you have platforms that I feel like they won't go away. Twitch is not gonna go away. YouTube's not gonna go away. But I guess this Microsoft platform, I don't know. I guess people didn't expect that to go away either. But I mean, I feel like with some of these websites, it's for early adopters. It's kind of a hard lesson. Is it worth it to adopt early? At that point, is it worth it to jump on board?
No, okay. Because here's the thing. Twitch has a better potential for a bigger audience. The only thing with Twitch is you have more competition. I think the only thing with Mixer was that people knew that they could go sign up for Mixer and they'd have an easier time building some kind of image amongst the small number of Mixer. I mean, it's not small, but compared to
smaller,
Twitter,
yeah,
the smaller number of creators there, as opposed to going to Twitch, where you got to compete with people do what you do. You got to compete with people who the tig old bitty streamers. You got to compete with the
the pro esports guys. You got to compete with the people who are doing stuff like painting their bodies and making Gundams, and like there's more.
Yeah.
There's more competition.
It's a bigger market, a lot bigger place. People drawing on there, shit like that. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean. I don't think it means that you can't be successful. It's just
It's harder.
definitely harder, but it's also in a way easier. I mean, you just have so many more tools with Twitch, and there's so many more people you can reach through that.
I think some people can survive it because, I mean, if you have that audience that you got from Mixer, I mean, especially because Twitch is free, I'm sure that a lot of them will just go to Twitch. I'm sure a lot of them are already using Twitch along with.
I mean,
Mixer.
I know the big thing is if I don't know how Mixer does subscribers or whatever, but I know that's going to be a hard thing getting your subscriber count back up. But I think if you push the people who already subscribe and follow you just to go to Twitch, then I think it'll be not that bad. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they owe them anything. That's just how.
It's how stuff like that works. Because I feel like if you don't make the platform yourself, you don't have your own fucking website where people go to do it. I mean, like go to see you specifically. It's kind of a risk you take. Like I mean, I know I said that Twitch may never shut down and YouTube may never shut down, but never say never. It's not like those could never shut down. But like YouTube could shut down tomorrow, and really, what does YouTube owe? Like the people they made millionaires. Like really, what do they actually owe them?
I mean, there are things that the platforms owe the creators because the platforms are where they are because of the creators. But like the streaming thing is, I don't know, it's a little different because it's the live parts and stuff that is supposed to be the thing, and then what are you really losing when you lose this channel, right? I mean,
right.
You lose those subscribers and those numbers and stats and stuff. That's true, but it's not like losing a YouTube channel where you lose all the videos and you lose all the like.
Well, that's what some people are saying. They're losing those, like like they have like a backlog of streams and those are getting deleted as well. Like,
but they can go save them.
I mean, you say the same thing about YouTube videos.
No. But if YouTube's gone, there's nowhere else to go. And there are people on like YouTube videos, I think, are much more deliberate than a stream. I mean, you do a stream, and just because it's recorded doesn't mean it was worth recording. It's kind of a difference there.
I could see that.
I mean, how many people are going back and rewatching 3-hour streams from someone who played fucking Minecraft?
A lot of people. I mean, look at dude. How many streamers post the entire stream that they replayed, or like literally like not the entire stream, and maybe the stream cut up into pieces? Like people.
Yeah, where do they post it?
On YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah, and then do they post all of them? No, they post the good ones. That's what I'm saying. YouTube is much more a deliberate, planned, this is going to be a video thing. When you stream, all of them get saved. Whether it was 30 minutes, an hour, whether it was trash or really fun or great or whatever, it all gets saved. I mean, I get it. People are losing stuff, but you can pick it back up on Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for him. I still think it kind of sucks, but no, I get it. I mean, it's kind of, it is what it is. I feel like they can build it back up if they get the chance to. Because, I mean, we've seen people lose platforms and have to migrate to something else before. And some of these fucking YouTube personalities and other people are like cockroaches. They just keep coming back. So I'm sure, a few different streamers can find their footing. I mean, streamers, I mean, streaming is such a cool thing because there are streamers that only have less than 5,000 or 10,000 subscribers, but they have that own audience because people find a streamer they like and they'll watch them and they'll donate to them.
But also, I mean, a big part of the getting popular or successful with streaming is, I mean, it's very much a game of who you know and who you don't know and who you're friends with. Because
that's a lot of things in life, though.
You can look at any of. Yeah, but with streaming, that's a very large part of it. Because if you look at any of the guys who not the people who've been around for a long, long time. Not people like, you know, Destiny or Darkside Phil, you know, people hate him. Not people like that. I'm talking people like anyone that comes around in the past like 5-6 years. These people living in houses together, doing all the a lot of it is you get your followers because you know.
Yeah. But that's yeah. Like I'm saying though, that's a different thing. I mean, like, that's not everybody, you know. Like, I know that there are. I mean, that's why like half the funny clips on YouTube of people streaming are like somebody laughing at somebody else streaming, because it's like 6-7 dudes in the room streaming either the same game or 7 different games or some shit like that. But you know, I mean, like, I feel like it is kind of like YouTube in a way that there are bigger and smaller and like different tiers of like YouTube fanship and Twitch fanship and all that shit like that, where people like, there are people who like smaller streamers, and like there's room for that on Twitch. So that's all I'm saying, is that like, you know, it's easier to kind of make that happen.
Yeah. Also, a lot of streamers are corny as shit, though.
Yeah, I mean, what it takes. I don't see why people find Ninja entertaining. I don't get it. But then again, all his fans are like 11, so then I do.
Well, I watched Ninja for like 3 or 4 hours in total in my life. I know why he's popular. The quality of his stream is nice. He is pretty professional. He's good at the games he plays. He doesn't do what a lot of streamers do, where they switch the game to game to game. I mean, he switches games and stuff, but whatever he plays, he's good at the games he plays, and he talks like his generation of people, and kids like that. I mean, most of his followers are probably kids.
Fucking 14, 15, yeah.
That's why his hair is purple and green and all that junk, you know. So.
Motherfucker. I mean, yeah, no, that's true. I mean, I don't know. Continue. Sorry, my bad.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, no. I mean, you know, it's I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't think people have that much trouble. I mean, and for the most part, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people will drop off. That's just the thing that'll happen. You have to jump platforms and hope that people come and, you know, either switch platforms or care enough to type in a different URL to go fucking visit you. But I mean, especially, I mean, if it's free though, it seems like a lot more people will probably try to watch you. But yeah, no, just interesting. Thought that was something that you know. I mean, how long did Mixer even last? Wasn't it only like a year or something? If even that, 2 years?
Oh, Mixer's been around for a while.
Mixer's only been around for like 2 years?
See, this is why people don't listen to us, because you say outlandish things like.
When did Mixer get founded? When did Mixer get founded? I'm asking, since you know so much. January 5th, 2016, 4 years ago.
Yeah, ain't no 2 years, bro.
Oh, I was a little off. It's been around so long. Nobody knew what it was. And nobody even knew what most people who were on there probably didn't know what the fuck it was until he signed Ninja and Shroud. So, I mean, that's a moot point anyway.
Maybe, but I knew what Mixer was.
They signed Chevar. They signed them a year after. Chevar, it was founded in 2016. That doesn't mean anybody was using it. I mean, Google, what was it? Google Hangouts, or not Google Hangouts? They're old.
What's your point?
Google
What's
Plus.
Your point you're trying to make?
Google Plus fucking existed a year, and then.
What's the point you're trying to make?
Because I'm trying to say that Mixer. I mean, go see.
You're trying to say it's 2 years old, and it's not 2 years old.
Go see the user base and see what the difference was before 2017. That's all I'm saying. Like, it didn't exist that long.
Stop it. You said it's been around a year, maybe 2. It's been around double what you said. I don't know.
Okay, do you want me to say you're right? Why are you?
No, I just don't know I just don't know what point you're trying to make. That's it.
Okay. Good for you. I'm glad you feel good about that.
I didn't say I felt good about anything. I felt confused, if anything.
All right. Well, Xbox Series S is pretty much confirmed. This isn't a real picture. It's just a SketchUp, but it's just like a thing that people made. I think it looks stupid. People are like, "Oh, this looks cool." It looks like a fucking GameCube, like with no soul. But yeah, I know.
Smaller?
Huh?
Why do they think it's gonna be smaller?
I don't know. I was reading an article earlier today. it's actually going to be about. It's actually going to look more like a normal like Xbox console from what like people's fucking what are they called from their not sketches, but no, from their sources, because I saw people with dev kits, and the dev kit was pretty much like the dev kit for the Xbox Series S looked similar, and they also had like sketches of what the actual Xbox Series S would look like. So it'll look more like
why would they have a dev? I don't understand that. Can you explain?
There's an Xbox Series X dev kit and there's an Xbox Series S dev kit. And the Xbox Series S one is gray and the Xbox Series X one is white.
But why are there two dev kits? Isn't the only difference is that it's digital?
No, that is not what the Xbox Series S is. I don't know who told you that. The Xbox Series S is supposed to be... Okay, no, I'm going to tell you because I didn't know that that's what you thought the Xbox Series S is. It's not just a digital version. That's not what it is. The Xbox Series S... I would say rumored, but it's pretty much basically confirmed at this point. But the Xbox Series S is basically a lower powered version of the Xbox Series X. It'll have less teraflops, less GPU, less CPU. It has so according to The Verge, Lockhart / the Xbox Series S, which is like, you know how Scorpio was the code name for Xbox Series X? Lockhart is the code name for the Xbox Series S. I know we have listeners too. It's not just us. According to The Verge, Lockhart / Xbox Series S will feature an underclocked CPU, which will draw less power, require less expensive thermal solutions, just 7.5 gigabytes of usable RAM, and be capable of a mere 4 teraflops. A third of the teraflops it won't be churning out 60 frames per second at 4K. It's expected to cap at resolution to be either 1080p or 1440p. That's less than what the current Xbox One X is capable of. And resolutions are more common for popular gaming monitors than TVs.
This doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, it's kind of. I mean, they kind of did this. I didn't get this either when they did it last generation, but they kind of did this last generation where they have like a lower end model. If I were to get an Xbox next generation, I wouldn't get this. I don't see the point of getting a lower powered version.
I don't see the point in it existing at all if it's the same thing as an Xbox One X or worse.
Yeah. So it's just a lower powered version of it, which that's what I'm confused about. Is like, it's been confirmed that it exists. Like it exists. Like it's not like it's like a rumor thing. Like people like have seen it. It exists, right? And they're gonna reveal it.
It hasn't been confirmed.
Well, they're gonna. Yeah, I didn't say it was confirmed, but it exists. I didn't say everything, every detail we have about it is confirmed, but it exists. I don't get it. I thought that we stopped doing stuff like this, or that stuff like this was only like a Nintendo thing. Like, why do you have a lower powered version of a thing that already exists? I don't get it. But I don't know. I don't think that this is really necessary. I think that they're only doing this if they really think that their console is going to cost too fucking much, which I would see it still costing more than what we allegedly, we don't know what the PS5 costs yet, but allegedly some of what people have, been ballparking and stuff, and, just kind of been, the rumor mill has been saying it was just around $400 for, it was $400 for the disc version, right? And $300 for the, it was $400 for the non-disc version and $500 for the digital version, for the non-digital version.
What?
$400 for the digital version, $500 for the disc version. But I get that part, the digital version of the PS5. I don't get this lower powered version of the Xbox. I don't understand why they're doing this.
Yeah, hearing that makes me think it maybe doesn't exist.
Why?
Because it doesn't make sense. It seems like there's already an Xbox One X, which is a lower powered version of the Xbox Series X. If it's the only thing different, it looks like it might have a slightly stronger CPU or something, which that doesn't mean anything. I don't know why they would do that.
Yeah, no, yeah, but Okay, so I'm reading the Verge article. Microsoft has been working on this second, cheaper next-gen Xbox console for months. A Microsoft document leaked last week shed some further light on the company's plans. This is from The Verge, by the way. Microsoft's Xbox Series X dev kit, codenamed Dante, allows game developers to enable a special Lockhart mode that has a profile of the performance that Microsoft wants to hit with this second console. While we've been reporting this performance includes a slightly underclocked CPU, The Verge is seeing additional documents that suggest Lockhart will actually have the same CPU speed as the Xbox Series X. The Lockhart console will also include 7.5 gig RAM, the teraflops, all that shit we said. The Series X includes 13.5 gigs of RAM, and it has 12 teraflops. If the reports are accurate, Microsoft could choose August to unveil the second next-gen Xbox alongside pricing for the Xbox Series X. So, yeah, I get what you mean. It doesn't make sense. I just don't doubt that they're going to do it. Especially because it has a smaller.
That'll be like one of the dumbest things because they already have an Xbox One X, right? Like,
yeah,
and
it has more
RAM. That, like when this comes out, if you can buy that for like $200, as opposed to buying this Lockhart thing for what? It'll be $400 or something. Like I don't okay, we'll see.
We'll see how many. Well, we'll see how many games that maybe they're about to fuck something up with the. I mean, remember that they almost made all their games only digital? Maybe they're about to fuck something up with this and do like, they're like, oh, that game, it's not Game Pass. It's what's the thing they're using, what they're calling their backwards compatibility now? I forgot what they're calling it.
I don't know.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, that might be like a caveat now. Is like, oh, but you do need like either a Series S or a Series X to play. Or maybe there's some weird thing that the Series X can do that the Series S can do that the X can't do. Not the Series X, just the X, because these names are fucking stupid. I don't know. I think this is a dumb move. I think you just release one console and get over it, or release a digital version and one without a disc like Sony's doing.
We'll see. I mean, I think it's a dumb, if it's what they're saying it is, I think it's just a dumb idea.
I don't get it. Especially because it's not even as powerful as the Xbox One X, which is weird. That's very strange. But yeah, no.
Get it. I'm
getting a regular one.
5!
All right. We're actually, there is no 5. I don't know why you pressed the 5 button.
I didn't do that.
Huh?
That was you.
That wasn't me. I don't have a soundboard. Sure. Don't do that.
I didn't push anything.
All right, so first main topic. Former Sony exec calls for shorter games that are cheaper to make. And yeah, I'm gonna just talk about this a little more so we can kind of get into it. But Sean Layden, former chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment World Studios, he did an interview a couple weeks ago with VentureBeat. And he basically was like, this is a direct quote, "I would welcome the return of 12 to 15-hour games," Layden, who departed Sony. Oh wait, I would welcome the return of the 12 to 15-hour game, Layden said. I would finish more games, first of all, just like a well-edited piece of literature or a movie. I've been looking at the discipline around that, the containment around that. It could get us tighter, more compelling content. It would be something I'd like to see return. And then he also was saying that, the cost of creating games has increased. And this is something that I've been hearing other people say in interviews as well, is that, not only is like what it costs to make video games is costing a lot, like it costs millions and millions of dollars, right? For the big studios, not every studio. But I heard another interview, I forgot who it was with, but they were saying that, games are getting too big gigabyte wise. And I'm pretty sure we talked about that on the podcast too. So he said, some studies show that's gone up 2 times every time a console generation advances, the cost of games. The problem with that model is that it's not sustainable. So he's saying that, it's going to get to the point, he feels like, from what I understood it to be. He said he feels that, you know, games are getting to the point where they're expensive and they're growing at an exponential rate at which they are expensive. And he was just kind of saying that he feels like games are too long. And I have another picture here. It's of the fucking Assassin's Creed Odyssey, because every time I talk to somebody about this fucking game, they say it's long as shit. And yeah, I just want to know what you thought about this, because I partially agree, but I don't fully agree, because I feel like there's a difference between forcing games to be a certain length and saying the games are too long. Because I feel like there are games that are way too long. Most games are too long to me, in my opinion.
Well, I think this is like one of those really telescopic views of things. Like, okay, first of all, I would say most games are 12 to 15 hours long. I mean, there are games that are, of course, longer. Your Assassin's Creed,
right?
And it depends how you play some of them as well. Like, you could play something like Horizon Zero Dawn and finish in 15 hours. You can, or you can do all the side quests and all that shit and make it longer, right? But I would argue that most games are 15 hours or less.
I disagree.
Okay,
fully disagree.
Just rattle. Okay, let's just say the past 2-3 years. Rattle off some way longer than 15 hours.
God of War, Uncharted 4, Last of Us Part 2.
God of War? What do you mean?
God of War is at least 16, 17 hours.
I don't think so.
Let me Google how long to beat God of War. Just the story stuff.
I mean, of course,
Uncharted 4 is definitely longer than 12 to 15 hours. Let me see. I would also
vary depending on how you play.
Red Dead Redemption, got Grand Theft Auto 5.
Oh, Grand Theft Auto 5 is not within the past 2 or 3 years. Come on.
Oh, okay, my bad. I thought we were just talking games. What else? Spider-Man, that's longer than 12 to 15 hours.
No, I don't think so, man.
How long is God of War? Let's see. God of War, 17 to 25 hours. Yeah.
I don't agree with that.
I fully agree with that, because I beat games slow as fuck, and I took like 40 or 50 hours to beat that game, and I do not see anybody beating that game in less than 12 or 15 hours. The game, sure, the game has cutscenes that are at least like altogether like 3 or 4 hours. Like, you don't beat that game in 12 hours.
That's true, but all right, 17. Sorry.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But I really think you need to like think about these games. Like, yes, I am saying if you play from the beginning of the story to the end of the story. I'm not talking about if you do all the side missions. I mean,
okay, can you continue naming your games? Because you've named 5, I think.
All right. I'm not gonna say Dark Souls, because you can beat that in like 2 hours. That's not the same.
Dark Souls in the last 3 years.
That's not the last 3 years. Let me see. I don't remember a ton of fucking games off the top of my head. Okay,
and that's what I'm saying, because what he says makes sense if you are under the impression that every game.
Oh my god! So basically, if you don't play games, you don't know what the fuck.
No, that's not. Please stop putting words in my mouth. It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying. It's not what I'm saying at all.
Sekiro is longer than 12 to 15 hours. Borderlands 3, how long is Devil May Cry? How long would you say it is?
I don't know. I haven't finished it. I would doubt if it were.
Wait, you called that one of your favorite games of this generation? You ain't even finished it yet?
No, I said it was one of the best looking games.
Oh my god. You ain't even finished looking at it.
Oh my god, you're ridiculous sometimes. Sekiro is not 15 to.
How long is it?
15 now. Sekiro's gotta be 10.
Gotta be? Are you looking it up, or are you just saying gotta be? Because you haven't beat it, so you can't say that. Like, you don't know. Because we can just shoot the shit all day. I can just tell you a bunch of random games. Or certainly. Nier Automata, that came out the past 2 or 3 years.
Okay. Stop naming RPGs and open world games for a second.
Okay, NBA 2K19. What do you want me to name? I'm naming video games. I'm naming some of the most popular. Resident Evil 2. How long is Resident Evil 2? I'm sure that, I mean, it's based on an old ass game, so I'm sure it's only like 8 hours. How long is Resident Evil 7?
All right,
Resident
let's
Evil
see.
7. Oh, 6 hours. Okay.
Let's see. Last of Us Part 2, 22 hours.
Yeah, that
let's
game's
see.
long as shit.
Tomb Raider, 11 and a half.
Which Tomb Raider was that?
I think that's the first one, maybe.
Yeah, that came out like 10 years ago.
Doom 2016, 11 and a half. Trying to look for things that aren't RPGs that I expected to take.
So you're cutting out a whole category of games.
No, but okay. So you're saying most of the games.
No, because well,
RPGs?
what I want to say
Well,
is that
stop.
Stop. I'm trying to say something.
Go
A
ahead,
lot
say
of
what you're gonna
fucking
say.
games are part of the reason that games are long. I don't know why you're getting so frustrated. I'm not trying to disagree with you. I'm trying to say something.
Say it.
A lot of games are fucking RPGs, or they have big ass RPG elements that are shoved into them that make them super fucking long, like the game we're looking at right now, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Like, it's a lot of games have basically become RPGs with side stories, side quests,
But hold on,
collectibles, all this ranking
How
up.
can you-
Oh, now you got it, like God of War. Like now, half of God of War is the post game content. You got to kill all the fucking Valkyries and level up and do all that shit. And that takes basically a whole other playthrough.
Okay, but how can you say games that are meant to be long, like RPGs and things, are too long when you're giving, like, you can't do that.
I'm just saying you can't count out a whole category. And I'm saying, and what I just said, you're not listening to what I'm saying. I'm not just saying.
Okay, so multiplayer Call of Duty games are too long as well because people spend hundreds of hours playing the multiplayer.
No, don't be dumb.
So,
Don't be dumb. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm saying you didn't listen to what I said. I'm not talking about specifically RPGs. I'm saying there are games that have RPG elements, and that makes them super fucking long because it's all about side quest, post game content.
I didn't say that's not true. What I'm saying is the aggregate of games that come out are not gonna blow your ass past 15, maybe 16 hours. Uncharted 4, 15 hours. Spider-Man, 16 hours. Jedi Fallen Order, 16 hours. Let's see. Celeste, 8 hours.
What's
Batman,
Celeste?
Arkham Knight, 16
Oh, you mean
hours.
that indie game in Celeste, Chevar? Good job.
Hellblade, 7.5
The
hours.
game came out 6 years ago. Try again.
What came out 6 years ago?
Arkham Knight? Arkham Knight came out a while ago, my dude. They came out like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay, I'll keep going. I will keep going. Control, 11.5 hours. Resident Evil 2, 9 hours. The other Tomb Raider, 13 hours. The other Tomb Raider, 13 hours. Detroit, 12 hours. Mirror's Edge, 6 hours. I just searched the last 3 years of stuff, so that's why it's giving me that. It says Sekiro is 28 hours, so I don't know about that.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, first of all, just looking this shit up online, we're not gonna get accurate shit. I'm just saying, as somebody who's been playing video games, because I feel like you disrespect me a lot and try to tell me I don't play video games and I don't know what I'm talking about because I try to tell you. I've been saying this for years. Games are long. Like, they're fucking long now.
Okay,
like,
how long is too long?
I think I agree with him. I feel like most games, I think they should be even shorter if you're talking about just main story and shit. I think the game should be anywhere from 10 to like 16 to 17 hours long.
Okay, so if I were to make a list of the games that came out in the past generation, this generation, and I made a list and I showed you that most games clock in at under 15, 16 hours.
I mean, if we're talking about a hypothetical.
No, I'm not talking hypothetical. I mean, if I went back and listed all the games and gave you the aggregate
well, then
of hours.
You'd have to show me how long. You have to show me how long games were in previous generations because I still need to compare them to previous generations.
This is what I mean. Well, how this talk is just fluff? What do you mean previous generation?
Because that's the whole point. He's saying games are short,
Oh.
games are longer now. So why wouldn't we compare them to older generations of games to see how long those were? Isn't that the point to say that games are longer?
We're saying we're not talking about just being longer. They're also better looking. What's the point? We're saying they are too long. We've put this bracket here, 15 hours. And we're saying they're too long. So if I went back and saw how many games in the past couple of years, I'm not saying hypothetical. I can go back and find.
You said if, so keep going. Yeah, if you went back and did this, and if you were correct.
No, this is not a
you're correct, but if you're correct, continue.
Pico, this is not a hypothetical. This is a conditional. If I do that and bring it, no, it's not. If I do that, and bring it back to you, and you see that most games released in the past couple of years have been 15 or under, would you say, I was wrong?
Yeah, Chevar, if you did that, which you haven't done,
right.
What the fuck was the point of asking me that?
Next week, I will have a list of...
Great, go find your list and go cherry pick your stats around the internet, because I'm going to make an actual list, and I'll bring it to you.
I'm not going to cherry pick. I'm going to pick the 200 most popular games or 200 games. I'm going to tell you how long they all were.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to do it, because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Games are longer. I mean, you can't, Chevar, games are longer.
Sure, yes, games are longer than they used to be. You know how long Super Mario Brothers is?
Okay, but what I'm trying to say, Chevar, is that, listen, this guy said 12 to 15 hours, right? That's his average playtime for those games, right? That's not saying that, like, this is a scientific thing we need to fucking go by. We're talking about a fucking above and below, around that fucking range, right? It's the concept of the games being longer. That's the fucking point. It's not about the exact numbers. That's not what's going on. It's about, that's why I said you have to compare it to the older games. That's the point. So you're saying if you don't compare it to the older games, then what the fuck are we even talking about? That's what I'm trying to say.
You're saying longer period equal bad.
No, I didn't fucking say that. I said games are longer. So if they're longer and longer, they take longer to fucking beat. I personally don't like that. I didn't say it's bad. I said I don't prefer that. What the fuck is wrong with you? No, don't paint me as this little fucking black and white motherfucker. Oh, you said long bad. No, I didn't fucking say that. I said the games are longer and they take longer to go through, and some of them could really be chopped back down a few hours. That's what I said. Did I say that's bad? No, I said I think the game's too fucking long.
That's bad, Pico.
No, it's not. It means that my opinion is that games are too long.
Yeah, okay, listen. Your opinion. This is your opinion. I'm summing it up.
Oh my God, don't explain my opinion to me. Have a rebuttal. I'm not doing this with you. This is podcast mode, not Big Brother mode.
Pico,
respond.
I'm not trying to fight you. I'm trying to say, if you say a statement, and then I clarify that statement, you say that's not correct, and then I ask you the same question, you give me the same answer, I'm confused, because you said you think it's best to compare them to old games. And you're saying games now are longer than games then. You're saying the number doesn't matter of how much longer, it's longer. You won't give me a number. You say hit 15 or 16 is not a number you can rely on. So you're saying games are longer than they used to be. That's too long.
Yeah, explain my thoughts to me. Yeah.
I mean,
Chevar, I still stand by my point. The games are longer. I don't know what you're trying to get out of me. I mean, do you want me to just say that you're right and then I'm wrong?
Are you saying your point is
you haven't brought me
games
this hypothetical list? I didn't say that long games are bad. I play a lot of fucking long games. I'm just saying there's a lot of games coming out all the fucking time. And it's hard to get through most of them because they're longer. That's not a bad thing. It's just games are longer and they're too long in my opinion. That doesn't mean long game bad, and that's not what it means. Don't do that. That's simplifying my point. My point is my point. You can boil it down to whatever you want to, but my point is my point. What, you don't want me talking? You don't want me to talk?
Is too long not a negative thing? That's what I'm asking.
It's not a negative thing. It just takes you longer to beat fucking games. He said he didn't like that. I didn't say I didn't like that. I just said I think games are too long.
Do you know the definition of two, right? It means negative.
Shit. No, yeah, I know the fucking definition of two. Don't talk down to me. Fuck you.
I'm not talking down to you.
Yes, you are. That's talking down to somebody. Do you know what the definition of two means? I'm 24 fucking years old. What the fuck do you think I know? Fuck you.
Calm down.
Fuck you. No, don't talk down to me and then act like you're not talking down to me. I hear the way you talk to people and you think that's normal ways to talk to people. Don't fucking talk down to me.
Calm down, Pico. If you say something's too long, that's negative.
Okay, sure, yeah. In Chevar world, sure, yeah.
That's English.
You're
English
zeroing in on this for some weird reason. I don't know why. In a regular podcast, people would jump to the next topic and they would go to the next thing and they try to resume the conversation. You don't like the fact that I disagree with you, so you keep forcing this.
I'm not saying I don't like that. I'm confused as to what you're saying because every time you say something, I react to it and you say that's not what I'm saying. So I'm trying to get.
No, because I didn't say long games are bad. I said games are longer, so they take longer to get through.
Yes, we know that, but you said that they are too long. That means
they're too long in terms of listen. If you're going to release multiple sequels to a game within a certain year or two, yeah, then they're too long. If you're talking about Assassin's Creed or some shit like that, right? Most people didn't finish Odyssey by the time Origins came out, or Origins for Odyssey came out, right? So what are you fucking covering your face for? Don't do that.
I was wiping my eyes. Is that okay?
Sure. I mean, I don't care anymore. All I'm saying is I feel like games are fucking long. Like, I'm playing Last of Us 2 right now. It's long. I'm annoyed by it. Doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's just that it's taking me a long time to get through the game. I can't watch anything online or anything because everybody's fucking talking about the ending of the game. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know what we were originally talking about. So, I mean, all I see is that you disagree and you're like, fuck you, games are long enough, shut up.
Well, I don't know what I agree or disagree with anymore. Because when you say things like it's annoying.
Oh my God, why the fuck is this always about me? Can we just talk about what the fucking show is about?
Well, we're the ones talking.
The show's about the topics. It's not about let's analyze everything Chevall fucking says. When you listen to a podcast about a topic, does one of the hosts start attacking the other one about, well, I think the way you say this is fucking weird, so let's talk about that for fucking 15 minutes. Is that what the fuck they do in the podcast you listen to?
I'm not attacking you.
Well, you are, because you're focusing on what I'm saying. You're focusing on how I'm saying something and how you think my opinion is dumb rather than the thing that we're actually talking about.
I'm not saying
you don't agree with me. So I don't get the fucking point.
All right. Okay. Where am I supposed? Okay. All right. But I don't know where I'm supposed to go with that.
You're a condescending asshole sometimes. You don't even listen to yourself. I say you're talking down and you're like, I ain't talking down to you. You asked me if I knew the definition of two. Like, do you fucking listen to yourself?
Nico, you literally said 2 is not negative.
Right, so I'm fucking retarded then, right? I'm fucking stupid, right?
I don't understand what you mean. If you say 2 is not negative, annoying is not bad, then I don't... How am I supposed to react to... You say... I don't know what to say to that. I'm trying to make an argument and say something.
Well,
but
maybe
then
if you weren't so focused on trying to make a fucking argument and just offering your opinion on something
what it means?
Instead of trying to like break down everything I fucking say.
Making an argument does not mean arguing.
Yes, it is. It's not.
No, that's not what making an argument.
You don't just disagree. You don't disagree and then make a point. You have to disagree. Talk down to somebody. Tell them how their logic doesn't make sense. Tell them, oh, I don't understand you. You do know the definition of 2. What the fuck is that? Why can't you just say, well, this is why I don't think so. It takes me a lot shorter to beat games personally. And then we can have a different conversation. Why the fuck you got to dig into what I'm saying?
Because I'm trying to say, you asked me why I can't answer.
Yeah, no, answer because that's what you just want to explain why you're right. So just keep going. I don't know why we're doing this. We have a whole other topic to cover, and this isn't going to make it into the podcast anyway. So what the fuck are we even doing?
You don't have to be the one to say fuck.
No, it's because I'm saying fuck you and your respectability politics. You talk down to me, I don't give a fuck if I cuss more than you. Just because you cuss less doesn't mean you talk down less to anybody.
Pico, I wasn't trying to talk down to you. I was trying to understand.
Because you weren't trying to doesn't mean shit. Who gives a fuck what you're trying to do? You asked me what the definition of 2 is, Chevar. If you don't see how that's condescending and an asshole move, I can't explain that for you.
Well, how am I supposed to move from? I'm trying to say that games are
maybe
not
take
too
longer
long.
than 30 seconds to form your thoughts, and then don't really go into, oh man, this is Biko. He doesn't ever makes any sense. Let me ask him 30 questions like you always fucking do. Like I said, we have something else to talk about. So let's stop for a second. Let's rewind it. Let's get back on topic, and then let's move on to something else.
Go ahead, rewind, get it on topic. You do it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
don't.
but I just, I don't understand the. I don't know. I saw a lot of people seeing this and they were like, he's a casual or whatever. I don't really get it. I get what he's saying. I just understand that,
I have no idea.
Games are
Most
objectively
games,
longer.
yes, games are longer, but that doesn't mean anything. To say games are longer is to say
It takes
games
longer
are
to
longer.
get through them. The market's fucking
That doesn't
flooded
mean
now, especially with AAA games.
games are
I feel
also
like people don't even get to most games.
games are also prettier.
And,
I mean,
yeah.
to just say games are longer means nothing. You have to say they're too long, or they're long enough, or they're too short. I don't get the point in saying games are longer. And it doesn't go anywhere when that's
Okay,
what
cool. So because you live in black and white, okay, games being longer is bad. It is bad. It is bad because it takes longer to get through them. It's bad, 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 bad. And I don't like it.
Is that what you're saying, or you're just being facetious?
I mean, I feel like I'm just trying to say it in a way to I mean, I feel like because I don't say I think it is bad, because I'm saying that it doesn't work for me, it doesn't mean that it's a bad thing. It's bad then. It's bad. It's bad that games are longer. I've bought multiple games in the past year. I don't know how people beat them if they have a day job. I don't get it. I don't get how most people beat most of these games if they have shit to do most of the day or take showers or go outside. Even though back in the day, I was in college and I was able to beat more games, or I was in fucking high school and I was able to beat more shit. And I'm,
because you have more time in high school and college.
Shit, sure. I'm home most of the time now. I still don't beat as many fucking games. Start
But
playing
you're
games
working.
more now.
But you're working.
Just as much as I would be in school.
I mean, not really. With school, you have summer breaks. You have,
School, you have summer breaks. With school, during the week, your mom doesn't let you play video games.
You get Martin Luther King Day off. I mean, you get more time off. What I'm saying
Do you
is,
really though?
Yes, you do. You absolutely do.
I don't agree.
Than you do in the workforce. Absolutely.
I don't agree.
I'm saying games are not too long because most of them are around his 15 to 10 hour thing he says.
Avoiding the point that I said earlier.
I tried asking you so many times what your point is, and your point is only that games are longer. And yes, games are longer. Okay, I don't know
sure.
where else.
Okay, for sure. Whatever.
I mean, games are longer. I agree. Games are longer. If he's saying
is them taking longer for me not a problem for me, but also just not a problem for everybody else?
I'm not saying it's, if you think
that's what I'm fucking saying. Games are too long for me, but it's not a bad thing.
If you're saying games are too long, that's fine. I understand that. But at the same time, I think I can prove that if we're talking about the 10 to 15 hour thing, I'm pretty sure I can prove that most games are within that. And to say that games in general are too long is false. If you're just saying in your own perspective, whatever length the games are now, that they're too long, then that's fine. I mean, you just think they're too long. But if we're going to go with a number and say that they're too long, I'm pretty sure most games that have come out within the past 3 years lie within that 10 to 15, 16 hour range.
Mm-hmm. Okay, good.
His whole point with money, I think, is also very misleading. Because will
games not cost more to make?
Why would they cost more?
Because you gotta get better hardware and more shit to do it with. I mean, don't they cost more now? Or is that a myth? Do they not cost more now?
And when?
Than even 10 years ago, sure. I mean, you know what I mean. In the past, did they not rise in cost? You telling me a game made in 2000 can cost the same as a game made in 2017 with inflation accounted for?
Yeah, I'm sure the cost is more, but also people buy more games than before. Is that not true?
Yeah, no, it's true.
Okay, and
we also see a lot of studios shut down a lot of times.
Hasn't the price of games basically stayed the same?
Basically, yeah, we've had other prices. Okay. We had other prices raised. Yeah, I mean, then we also have a lot of reports, and I'm not saying that this is a new thing, but it's a lot more reports, and it's a lot more coming from major companies of people being fucking overworked. So, I mean, is it really sustainable?
Okay, people being overworked is because of deadlines. That's got a lot less to do with cost because.
Well, if the games are big, then and they have to meet a certain deadline, then.
But who sets deadlines?
Oh my God, the publisher.
No, but yeah, publishers set deadlines that are arbitrary. They just want things to come out at certain times of the year so they can
Sometimes it's
have
arbitrary,
money
yeah.
and it's very arbitrary. So all the overworking and all that stuff, what would happen if they didn't overwork? Do you think they would get you a less productive game? I don't think so. I think games just would come out at different times.
No, I mean,
I
don't.
Do you think them working an extra 10 hours a week, what does that result in?
So it's okay for them to work an extra 10 hours?
No, I'm asking you, the 10 hours a week does what? Does it make the quality of the game better, or does it make the game come out on time? Why do they work an extra 10 to 15 hours
to
a
make
week?
the game come out on time?
Okay. And since, let's say, now to 10 years ago, don't we advertise a lot more for video games? Aren't video games injected a lot more into our everyday media? Don't we have more personalities and content creators on YouTube and Twitch being paid lots more money to do these things?
Go on.
Okay, so when we talk about the cost of games rising, making a game rising, the cost of putting a game out rising, I don't doubt that cost has gone up. Why that cost has gone up, and if that cost is actually costing these people, that's a different thing. Because if the cost to make the games goes up, but you're making so much more money than you were before, that's different. Especially if you're tying it to game length. Is the cost going up because of the length of the game, or is the cost going up because of this deadline that we put? Or is the cost going up because of these ads that we're putting out for Super Bowls? Or is the cost going up for these other things? You didn't used to have video game ads on Super Bowls. Now you do. I mean, I feel like that statement he's made is really, 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 especially from someone who should be an insider, shallow. I don't know how you make a statement like that and not back it up, you know? Because, sure, game cost has gone up, but what's the cost come from? Are you even listening?
Yeah, I mean, that's something for us to research.
Huh?
It's something for us to research. I don't fucking know. I mean, I don't take anything you just said as fact. I mean, I get what you're saying, but that could.
I mean, is it not a fact that games are advertised more?
Yes, they are, but that doesn't mean that what it costs to actually have studios full of people and have them work on things and have the right equipment hasn't also gone up. That doesn't mean anything to me.
Hold on,
because
but
when advertising prices go up, everything else has to go up too. More work has to go up. So why do you keep doing the fucking facepalm thing every time I talk? Is that what you're gonna do every time I talk? Come on, dude.
I'm not doing a facepalm.
Yes, you are. You're going like this every time I talk. What is that?
Okay. Anyway, what do you mean if advertising costs go up, other costs have to go up?
Because that means, okay, why wouldn't it cost industry-wide more money to do everything if it's not just if it's not just advertising and just putting the name out there for things and shit like that? Celeb spots don't cost that much and shit like that. It's like a few $1 million a drop in the bucket compared to how much they make off these fucking games. Like, that's not anything.
Listen, I'm not saying the cost of games has not gone up. I'm saying how much the cost of games has gone up is dependent on a lot more than the making of the game.
Yeah, no.
The cost of games going up has a lot to do with advertising, has a lot to do with deadlines, has a lot to do with other things outside of actually making the game.
Well, I mean, yes, he said creating the game specifically, so that's what he was talking about.
But he's also talking about what? The length of games. He's talking about the length of games.
Yes.
And the cost of games going up.
Yes.
Because of the length of games.
Yeah.
But the cost of games going up because of the length of games I feel ignores a lot of the other things that has also gone up because of like attached to games.
Well, I mean, I just feel like that has nothing to do with his original point, because his point is that creating games, that cost has gone up. And yeah, all the other costs do go up as well. I just don't see what, I don't see what that has to do with.
When he talks about creating games, he's talking about the entire cost of making the game, the advertising, all that stuff.
I mean,
Everything.
I don't know what's your proof for that. I just thought he said creating the game.
Is that not part of? Okay.
No, I thought that was part of making ads for the game and publicizing the game, not actually making the game.
When they tell you that it cost them $50 million to make a movie, they include everything.
Yeah, Chevar, and guess what? Most of that is the movie. You don't think most of that money's put into the movie? You think most of that money is advertising? You think all these directors have all these connections and have all this shit to put together so that they can spend 60% of their budget on advertising?
No, that's not what I'm saying. But film and video games are very different.
Then why bring that up?
Well, I'm talking about the phrase "creating a thing." When we talk about how much something costs to make,
okay, but like I just said, Chevar,
around making it.
But like I just said, the actual cost of making, because guess what? It takes longer to make games now too. They've been working on some of the games you're playing now for like over a decades, if even. So
which games?
Like the Assassin's Creed games and The Last of Us and stuff like that. They've been working on those games.
They've been working on Last of Us 2 for a decade.
Might as well have been, because they were working on Last of Us 1 and 2 around the same time, and the first one came out 2013. So what the fuck do you think?
Okay, to have a concept of a thing.
Oh my god!
And then
so they're not working on it. That you telling me they didn't start putting pixels together until 2019?
Uncharted 1, 2, and 3 came out between the idea of Last of Us and Last of Us coming out. Do you think while working on 1, 2, and 3, they were just full steam ahead on Last of Us as well?
No, while they were working on 3, they were working on Last of Us, and they were probably working on 3 in like 2009 or 10.
And
that's what companies do, Chevar. They put smaller divisions on projects they're going to do later, and they start spending money on it and doing shit for it. Why is that a surprise?
I'm not saying that's a surprise, but to say they've been working on this game for 10 years is a stretch. That games have been
how is it a stretch? How is it a stretch? The first one came out in 2013. It doesn't take a year to make a video game. How long? And of course, as we know, most sequels for most video games are made either alongside their previous version or like halfway through the development process of the first one. So you can't tell me this game hasn't been in the making in like at the least 8 or 9 years. And at that point,
of course,
games that came out in 2003 or 4, they didn't take that fucking long to make.
So you're saying most games, or even a large swath of them, take 10 plus years to develop?
The blockbuster ones that are coming out now, yes, that's what I'm saying. A lot of them take anywhere from, I would say, 7 to 10 years to put together.
Assassin's Creed Vikings is 7 years in the making.
Yes. Why is that impossible? We heard rumors about this in like fucking 2015 or 16, and they were definitely working on it before that. Do you think games take 2 years to make that are indie games? These big blockbuster games, yeah, they're working on it for years, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Fuck you.
It just literally doesn't make sense when you look at any sequel of anything.
Chevar, they said that they were making the God of War, the one that we know now, when they were making like God of War like 3 or like God of War 2. Like they were making the game. Like they weren't like, having concept. They were making the game.
How long ago did they start making Mortal Kombat 11?
I don't fucking know. Probably like 2000.
How long ago did they start making Horizon Zero Dawn?
Let me answer the fucking first question. Mortal Kombat 11, probably like 2015, 2014. That's a different thing, though. That's a fighting game, and you know damn well fighting games are different from the other shit we're talking about.
How long have they been making Horizon 2?
Horizon 2, I would say about 5 or 6 years, and probably alongside Horizon. So in addition to that, I'd say about 7 or 8, something like that.
Ooh, so they've been working on Horizon 2. They started working on Horizon 2 before Horizon 1 even came out?
Yes, why wouldn't they? They don't start working on sequels when the first one's released, and they're like, okay, now let's think about a sequel. They're working on it.
If these games take so much money, why would you invest in 2 when you don't even know if the first one's going to be received well yet?
Chevar, they invest in fucking entire franchises in Hollywood, and they can cancel them anytime they fucking want to. Yeah, they're going to invest in a whole series from the guys who made Killzone. Yeah, they're going to invest in multiples, Chevar, even if it's bad. And then they'll cancel it if the first one wasn't good, and they'll put the money in the trash.
They don't start making Pirates 3.
Holy shit.
Before Pirates 1.
No, that's completely fucking different. Movies are not the same as video games. They're not, Chevar.
Why do you bring that up? I'm just doing what you do.
I'm glad that you were able to do that. Because, Chevar, don't act like you don't know how fucking deals for video games work. That's how the shit works. They'll say, hey, we're going to make a series of these. But that doesn't get leaks of shit. This is going to be a series of 3 or 4 fucking games. And guess what it ends up being? A series of 3 or 4 fucking games. And it's, hey, this is what they're working on. Yeah, Chevar, and guess what? The series of 3 or 4 games comes out within a span of 5 or 6 years. It's not... You think Red Dead Redemption 2 was made in 3 years? You think they weren't making that while they were making Grand Theft Auto 5?
I'm not saying they weren't planning or having concept or any of that. I'm not saying that. But to say that people are working on sequels to games that they don't even know will sell. And I mean, like, working on. I'm not saying you've got a team of 3 guys over there.
You used Horizon as an example. I counted your Horizon example to tell you that they've used them for fucking Killzone for years. They knew that they could make some dope shit, and they were going to invest in them. And guess what? If that ended up being a dud, like the Order 1943 or whatever the fuck that was, they just canceled the rest of them.
So where's the Order Part 2?
They probably fucking threw that shit in the trash. They probably threw that shit in the garbage. Yeah, Chevar, because things get scrapped behind the scenes all the time. You see it all the time. Why are you pretending that this is like this foreign concept? I'm just pulling this out of my ass. Yes, they start making sequels before the first or second one is done if they're known for making that shit. Like, what does that mean?
All right.
That's like saying, let's not give rappers fucking multi-album deals because we only know they're going to make one good one. They give rappers multi-album deals, and guess who they give multi-album deals to? The established rappers. Or guess what? The rappers, they're like, oh, I'm going to get some shit from you. I just don't see why you're trying to argue my point.
That's completely different.
Okay.
That's completely different.
Sure.
It's ridiculously different. It doesn't cost nearly as much to push an artist as it does to make a game. This doesn't.
I'm just saying, I don't see why you don't think that they were making... You don't think that they have multiple Assassin's Creed games, like, prototype being worked on?
No, see, that's what I'm saying. No, that's not what I said. That's not what I said. But you said a lot of these games
for programs, millions of dollars a year. You don't think that's what they're doing, dude? Like, come on.
No, that's not what I said. I didn't say that they're not working on multiple games at one time. What I said is they don't take 10 years to make games. Most games don't take 8 years to make. But you want to take
that max number I said and word that over me. Yeah, okay, cool.
That's what you said. I'm just going by what you said.
Yeah, because we named specific games. Now you're saying that I'm saying it for all sequels. I'm talking about those big budget motherfuckers. Yes, they have this shit planned well in advance. If you're telling me that Naughty Dog has not been working on Last of Us 2 since 2012 at the very least, especially because that game got delayed. I'm pretty sure the first one got delayed too. Come on. I
didn't say they weren't, but I mean, I think that's cherry picking. I do.
That's cherry picking. Name another big budget game.
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil 2. You don't think that Resident Evil 2? You don't think they were working on that remake for a while? We've seen prototypes of it for years. People knew that it was coming out at some point. They probably scrapped it and did it over and over again, but they've been working on that for a long time. Resident Evil 7, come on. They've put a lot of time into that too.
Resident Evil 2 has not been in the works for 10 years or 8 years.
Even though, like I just said, people have been seeing no news about the remake since like the 2010s, but okay. Early 2010s. Does that make it better? Sorry, it's not exactly 10 years. My bad.
All right. Okay.
Wait, you're not going to say anything about the next topic? Am I supposed to do it? What's going on?
I'm looking for the button. That's all. You can relax.
All right, it'd be cool if you said something.
You can just introduce the next topic.
All right, so we're talking about, there's a bunch of people got outed for being gross people this week and last week. I'm just going to list out just the different companies. You should go look them up, and we'll name a few names. But Wizard of West Coast, the people who make Magic the Gathering, they cut ties with Noah Bradley, who's worked with Disney and Valve, and he pretty much went on Twitter and agreed and said, yeah, I'm disgusting. The Assassin's Creed Valhalla creative director, he went on leave after multiple women, I think up to 10 women, actually more than 10 women, claimed that he was cheating on his wife and had told them that he didn't have a wife and that he cheated on his wife with those women. Twitch, they started banning streamers who people have been accusing of sexual abuse for years. Like I Am Spoon, Wolf21. I've heard of some of this before, but like, you know, women have said that like, you know, these guys have like, you know, met them and done like gross stuff to them. But even I Am Spoon was on Twitter and he said that, yeah, no, I did this shit. Believe the accusers, and I'm never gonna be able to return to this industry. Dark Horse also cut somebody out, and I read somewhere else today, there's another company that cut somebody out today. I forgot who it was, but no, a lot of people are getting the fuck out of here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is just kind of like a long time coming kind of thing. I guess people just kind of, you know, speak out about things. I mean, this isn't like a brand new thing. Things like this happen in the industry. It's not like, you know, we haven't had stories like this before. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? I mean, I think it's good that stuff is coming out, but I mean, like, it's kind of wild that a lot of the guys are like, yeah, no, I did that shit. Like, yeah, no, don't trust me ever again.
I mean, it's good that stuff comes out I mean, you know, it's bad stuff that happens, so you wish it hadn't happened, and it's mostly women. There's some men cases as well.
Yeah.
But all you can do is hope that it just keeps people's minds open to how often things happen.
Oh, yeah.
I hope it also, there's a lot, there are way more than what's listed here, but like some of them are also just, I don't know, kind of not respecting boundaries of people or not knowing how to.
A lot of pressuring people into stuff or harassing people on DMs. Well,
yeah, or even some of it's, I wouldn't even say is harassing. It's just more inappropriate.
It's harassment. What would you qualify as harassment? What counts as harassment?
Well, you have to harass. You have to.
Okay, like, once again, what counts as harassment? Don't ask my question with my question again.
Whatever the definition of harassment is, counts as harassment.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
I thought you would know so well, as you said it's not harassment, and then you said whatever harassment
aggressive
is.
Pressure or intimidation.
Right.
That's harassment. And some of the instances are not aggressive pressure or intimidation. Some of it's just a guy, or even sometimes girls, being kind of just gross, not necessarily.
Is that not intimidating though?
I don't think it's intimidating. I mean, like, what's the guy Mike Z saying? You know, talking about basically in the worst possible way, hitting on someone, saying, "I want to know about you," and stuff. That's just weird. I wouldn't say that's.
But somebody
intimidating.
said somebody. I mean, okay. In the messages I saw, they kept trying to like tell them like, okay, stop contacting me, and the person would like keep going. That's harassment.
I didn't see any of that. I saw a text block and someone that 8 messages or something. I didn't see any stop.
Okay.
I might be wrong. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it's still kind of gross, but I think the word harassment maybe isn't the best word for it.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I just think it's good that people are calling this stuff out more because I don't know, a lot of people are gross. And there's a lot of things that people, especially men, there's a lot of things that, yeah, you can say and women, but it disproportionately happens to women. But a lot of things that men do to make women uncomfortable that I don't know. I feel like as men, sometimes you can only claim ignorance for so long. But these guys, I thought that it was, at least the least they could do is not claim ignorance for the most part. They were like, nah, I did that shit. My bad. Like, I'm going to try to do something about it. Or they're like, yeah, no, you should believe those people. So I thought that was good at least because I feel like most of the time when these things come out, they're either silent or they're like, no, I didn't do that shit. Like, what was his name? Like Pro Jared. And then he was like, you can't cancel me. And then now nobody watches Pro Jared anymore anyway because, kind of weird. But yeah.
Well, what didn't he like gaslight his wife or something? I don't know.
Yeah, he gaslit his wife. He was hitting on underage girls. And then he came out and made a video where he basically tried to say that because the women were mentally, like they had mental illness like anxiety and depression and that they had like traumatic experiences that they couldn't be trusted. Basically what he said. I watched the video. It's pretty bad. But I haven't really seen much of him since then. And the girl that he cheated on his wife with, because she gaslit her through that, she was also like helping him trying to like build back his image as like this like you can't cancel me like gamer personality, but I'm pretty sure nobody even watches him anymore. So it's whatever. I mean, I feel like with most of these situations, unless it's somebody who's been around like decades and decades and they're like super popular, I feel like especially these internet fame dudes, once something like this kind of comes out about you and most people don't really like you that much anyway, I mean, you're kind of gone. And that's not true for everybody. There's some guys online who've done terrible fucking things and they're still rocking like Onision and Keemstar and shit like that. But
Oh yeah, I mean, some people will get away with almost anything.
Oh, yeah.
It just depends on when it comes and how many people it happens to. Like Keemstar will always be around. I mean, he does horrible stuff. He hasn't had any women harassment stories, but he'll always be around. And Angry Joe, he's caught up in one of these now as well.
Didn't Dr. Disrespect got banned from Twitch and he doesn't even know why?
I mean, I'm sure he knows why.
It was funny because he got banned and the only reason people knew is because there's a Twitter account that's like a bot that automatically tracks who was banned from Twitch. And he commented on all he tweeted out was, I'm not aware why. Twitch hasn't told me why, but I'll get back to you guys later. And then Twitch was like, no, and then Twitch also said, they're like, it's a very sensitive matter. We will, but we're handling behind the scenes. But yes, we banned him on purpose.
I guarantee you he knows why.
Oh, he definitely. And Dr. Disrespect is not exactly the most honest person from what we've seen in the past. So,
I mean, okay, he cheated on his wife. I mean, it's a horrible thing, yeah, but I'd say probably like 50% of men, 50% of women have done the same thing, at least.
Where the fuck you getting that from? Yikes! Kalonica better watch out. Yikes!
It's true. Most people have cheated. That's every survey I've been says that.
Oh man, the things people tell themselves to feel good.
All right. See, okay. I mean, but to say someone is untrustworthy, I mean, you'd have to say most people are, which most people are.
It was a joke. I mean, come on, dude.
No one knows.
Is this the hill you're gonna die on? You're gonna die on this hill for Dr. Disrespect?
No, I'm not dying on the hill.
Yeah. Calm down, then, dude. It was making a joke because he cheated on his wife because he's a douchebag.
Anyway, no one knows why he's banned.
Yeah, he knows though. But yeah, no, I mean, but to those people who told those stories, you know, I hope you
Hold
get
on.
all the support you need. Hope nobody harasses you, because every time some shit like this happens, the person who talks about it is always harassed for some weird fucking reason. I mean, we saw Gamergate.
Hold on, my computer's frozen.
Oh, you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. It's just nothing's working.
Well, yeah, I mean, I've seen some weird comments on some of the posts about people saying this guy did this, like the Assassin's Creed guy. When I saw that, people were like, "Oh my God, SJWs are ruining video games again." And then, like, not that verbatim, but there are people being like, "How do we know she did it? Why is she making him stop making this game? I want to play this game." And it's just kind of funny, because you gotta remember, it's not everybody. That's not every person. It's just kind of funny to see. But yeah, no. This is good. I've seen a lot of these companies doing what they're supposed to do, maybe just because the eyes are on them, but, just tossing the motherfucker out the back door and being like, get out of here. There's a popular podcast recently that fired their top, 3 people because they were all caught doing some stuff in the past. So yeah, no, that's wild. But yeah, no, I mean, shit's wild, but it's not surprising entirely. It's just good to see that people are speaking out about it when they can, if they feel safe about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure this will keep going for the next couple of weeks or days before it pops.
Yeah. No, yeah, I mean, because more pop off every day. I mean, like, we saw the guy from somebody said the guy from Skullgirls was creepy or something like that too, and there's all kinds of stuff popping off.
It's the Mike Z guy we were talking about.
Yeah, Mike Z. He's Mike Z was known before Skullgirls. He was a fighting game community guy. Still is a fighting game community guy. May not be a fighting game community guy anymore. We'll see. But we'll see what people do. But yeah, no, I mean, that's all we got for today. I mean, do you have anything that you wanted to recommend this week? Nothing? You didn't see anything in the documentary?
No, I'm not gonna say anything before you kick my dick in. I'm not saying anything.
Well, okay. Anyway, check out Control. Also, check out Legalize Everything. Eric Andre did a stand-up special. It's on Netflix. It's pretty funny. Latter half is a lot better than the first half. But
what's it called?
Legalize Everything, like the Legalize Ranch thing. But yeah, no, it's pretty funny. It gets a lot funnier as it goes on. I wasn't a fan in the first 10 minutes, and then it got a lot better. But I would watch more shit. It's been fucking working every day. But yeah, no, I'm good. You got anything else you want to say?
Nothing. Just make sure to follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. We have one of those. You can join the Discord if you go to the Twitter, and it should be on the Twitter page. The link to join there. And in the Discord, we have live shows. So when we record, you can hop in and participate. Mm-hmm. We have a YouTube channel that has videos. The podcast goes up there, so you can watch us if you like. And other videos and things coming as well. So make sure to follow us. All the names are Super Chevy Bros, except for the Twitter, which is Super Chevy Bro. Find us all over the place. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. We'll catch you guys next week. Let us know if you can. Oh, wait, no. We have a support page, too. Go check our Twitter. If you want to support the show, we have a link. You can donate directly to us. But yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks for listening. Check me out at Chevall P. Check Chevar at Chevar Price. But yeah, we'll catch you guys next week.
All right. Talk to you later.